Welcome to this explainer. If you've been following the AI space even a little bit, you know there's been an absolute war brewing between Elon Musk and Sam Altman. But the recent trial proceedings? Well, they've peeled back the curtain on just how truly bizarre this corporate battle really is. We are talking about leaked group chats, secret diary entries, and billions of dollars hanging in the balance.
So, let's start with the elephant in the room, $134 billion. Let that number sink in for a second. That is the jaw-dropping astronomical amount Elon Musk is seeking from Sam Altman and OpenAI in this lawsuit. Basically, Musk is demanding a massive disgorgement. He's claiming that an open-source charity was effectively stolen and transformed into a closed-source money printer. Altman, on the flip side, insists he owns absolutely zero equity in OpenAI and claims he's just doing all of this because he loves the work.
To really wrap our heads around this wild story, we've got to look at the eccentric cast of characters driving this Silicon Valley soap opera. You've got Elon, the billionaire plaintiff, going head-to-head with Sam Altman, the CEO with zero equity. Then there's Greg Brockman, a co-founder whose stake is somehow valued around $30 billion. You've also got Ilya Sutskever, often described as the vibes-based AI safety priest of the group. Add in Mira Murati, who played a surprisingly Shakespearean role during the infamous board coup. And finally, Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella, who's basically serving as the only adult in the room.
All right, let's dive into part one, nonprofit origins and betrayals.
So before OpenAI was the absolute behemoth we know today, leaked emails from the trial reveal the founders couldn't even agree on what to call the thing. Musk actually wanted the name Freethink, while Altman was pushing for Axon. They obviously ultimately settled on OpenAI, though considering the current state of their heavily closed-source models, a lot of observers have joked that closed AI might have been a bit more fitting.
When you track this decades-long drama, you see these convoluted jumps from what started as a $38 million donation into a completely vicious corporate breakup. In 2015, they founded the nonprofit charity with the noble goal of saving humanity. But by 2017, after their AI actually beat top human players in the video game Dota 2, the potential for immense, unbelievable profit became undeniable. That friction led to Musk rage-quitting the board in 2018. Fast forward to 2024, and Musk drops this unprecedented mega lawsuit.
Which brings us to arguably the strangest chapter, the Haunted Mansion meeting.
The setting for this absolutely critical negotiation was, in Musk's own words, the haunted mansion I just bought near San Francisco. Yep, you heard that right. Just imagine that for a second. The future architecture of artificial intelligence, technology that will literally change the course of human history, is being fiercely negotiated inside a recently purchased haunted house.
And the vibe inside? Totally chaotic. According to sworn testimony, the house was littered with red Solo cups and party confetti left over from the night before. Adding to the sheer absurdity of the whole thing, Amber Heard was reportedly there serving whiskey to the group. Despite Elon trying to butter up the team with gifts of brand new Tesla Model 3s just a few weeks prior, the environment was, well, highly unorthodox for a corporate takeover.
So, shocker, the meeting did not go well. According to Greg Brockman's sworn testimony, the co-founders countered Musk's takeover bid with a proposal for equal equity. Ilya Sutskever even offered a painting of a Tesla as a sort of peace offering. But Musk reacted furiously. Brockman testified that Musk stood up, stormed around the table. Brockman literally thought he was going to hit him, grabbed the painting, and demanded to know when Brockman would be departing OpenAI. 6 months later, Musk cut his donations and walked entirely.
Moving right along to part three, boardroom coups and Microsoft.
Following Musk's messy departure, OpenAI bolted on a for-profit subsidiary and found a very deep-pocketed new partner. Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella was skeptical at first, but he eventually poured billions into OpenAI. What started as a $1 billion investment in 2019 snowballed into a massive $13 billion commitment. Nadella knew he couldn't let Microsoft become a legacy dinosaur, so he essentially bet the house on OpenAI, pushing its valuation toward a staggering $1 trillion.
But as we all know, astronomical valuations don't exactly buy stability. The tension completely boiled over in a chaotic 4-day boardroom coup in November 2023. Ilya Sutskever circulated a secret memo accusing Altman of a consistent pattern of lying. Adding fuel to the fire, board member Siobhan Zilis's personal ties to Musk became this glaring conflict of interest. Ultimately, Altman was shockingly fired, and Mira Murati temporarily took his place in what can really only be described as a brutal inside job.
There's this one immortalized group chat exchange that just perfectly captures the panic of that weekend. Altman, realizing the ground was entirely shifting beneath him, texted Murati, asking, "Can you indicate directionally good or bad?" Her blunt reply? Directionally, very bad. I mean, it's a fascinating, terrifying look into the sheer panic of an executive realizing he is being actively ousted by his own trusted inner circle.
And what did their biggest backer think of all this? Watching his massive $13 billion investment just swing in the wind, Satya Nadella offered a brutally honest assessment. He called the OpenAI board's behavior a sort of amateur city. That really highlights just how incredibly frustrated the traditional tech establishment was with the unpredictable, personality-driven chaos running OpenAI.
Okay, let's jump back to the present day. Closing arguments and verdicts.
Inside the federal courthouse in Oakland, both sides painted a terrible, ruthless picture of the other. Musk's lawyers hammered on Altman's character, basically framing him as untrustworthy and arguing that he enriches himself through side deals secretly connected to OpenAI. OpenAI's lawyers fired right back. They claimed Musk suffers from selective amnesia, never actually cared about the charity structure, and is literally just a vindictive competitor who hates losing.
If you look at the betting markets right now, they heavily favor OpenAI to win this legal battle. Polymarket's odds currently give OpenAI a 68% chance of emerging victorious, leaving Musk with just a 32% chance. Clearly, the public and the predictors see a very steep uphill battle for the billionaire plaintiff.
And honestly, those odds make a lot of sense when you look at the glaring weaknesses in Musk's case. First off, there's the hypocrisy. He literally attempted to make OpenAI for profit himself back in 2017. Second, there was never actually a hard, binding contract stating OpenAI would remain a nonprofit forever. Third, Musk admitted under oath that his own AI company xAI distills OpenAI models. And finally, commentators have impartially pointed out Judge Yvonne Gonzalez-Rogers' past ties to the Obama administration, which just adds another whole layer of variables if this goes to an advisory jury.
Before we wrap, let's quickly pivot to Part 5, Building the Tech, Kernel Infrastructure.
Because amidst all this crazy legal chaos, the actual plumbing making the AI revolution possible is quietly being built. Take open-source infrastructure like Kernel, for example. It allows modern AI agents to act incredibly fast. By leveraging GPU acceleration, it spins up Cloud Sandbox Chromium browsers in under 30 milliseconds. That blazing speed unlocks complex WebGL workflows and completely automates user interactions in real time. While the billionaires are fighting in court, this is the tech actually getting the job done.
And because Kernel is open source and wildly efficient, developers end up using fewer tokens, which translates to massive cost savings overall. Plus, it has features that allow developers to seamlessly record and download sessions for easy debugging. It's really no wonder that over 3,000 teams trust it in production today, including heavy hitters like Framer and Cash App. It's the silent engine running beneath all the boardroom noise.
So, after parsing through the haunted mansion meetings, the boardroom coups, and the billions of dollars, as we await the final verdict of this historic trial, we really have to ask ourselves, is the true motivation behind this $134 billion battle actually about rescuing a noble charity, or is it just a ruthless, calculated attempt to cripple a dominant competitor? Let that sink in and keep learning.